going on, Legion? Azrael here, like always. And so somebody goes, hey, why don't you do the part 2 to the interview? And I'm like, I did. And they're like, oh shit, alright. I'm like, yeah, you just search 21 Pilots. Comes back, couldn't find it. I'm like, I guess I'll look for it for myself. 21 Pilots. Oops, I forgot to make the second version. I thought I'd do one maybe the following week. I didn't want to have a part 1 and part 2 out in the same week. I don't like to do that. I don't do a lot of that music. Well, crap. I completely thought that I did the part 2 and already uploaded it. Swear me mum. I thought I had it. I was wrong. So, I'm going to do it now. Someone was nice enough to also link it to me when they were asking for it. Shout out to that guy. He'll probably name himself in the comments. It was me. All right. And let's just get into it, man. My bad, guys. I honestly thought I did it. So sorry. I was like, yeah, it's good to go, guys. It's up there. And it wasn't. So, well, fuck me in the face while running. I thought I had it. My bad. Sorry. Again, a million apologies. I thought I got it. But that's awesome because today specifically, I don't feel like really doing any music stuff. So I'm glad I have the interview to check out, listen, and I swear I did this. I swear. I thought.
The next song is a song called Guns for Hands, and it's probably the hardest one for me to talk about lyrically.
I swear I've heard this before.
Because it has to do with some pretty heavy issues. It's a happy sounding song. I like writing happy sounding songs, but then hopefully trying to say something that's worth more than just a happy moment. And at this particular time in my life, I had encountered a lot of people who were going through tough times, whether it be suicidal thoughts or depression. I always try to preface with saying I'm not a professional
Me neither.
in this field where I don't know exactly what I'm allowed to say or what I should say or what's the most healthy thing to say. I can just speak from what I've experienced and what I've seen and what I've gone through. And this song is talking about how
that's a professional.
We need to acknowledge the fact that people struggle with these issues.
You've lived it. Qualified.
We need to tell them I get it. Like, I know you can hurt yourself. I know that's an option. I'm not going to tell you it's not, because I think there's too many people who, hear about their kid going through something and they say, no, don't think about that. Think of something else. It's like, no, hold on. Let's take this energy, this focus, this emotion that you feel. It's obviously negative, and let's try to take it and move it somewhere else. Let's kind of aim it at something else.
Yeah, don't cover it up. You acknowledge it. You move forward.
Music and writing and lyrics and a concert. And I look at those as moments where people can take the things that they're struggling with and really kind of unleash them and pour them out onto this thing. That's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And I would never write about something that didn't prove to help me.
It's cool to know.
I would never want to talk about something I didn't feel like I knew I was capable of talking about.
Yeah.
Next song is a song called Trees. It's probably the oldest song on that album. I remember writing it a long time ago. What is a long time ago? I don't know. Songs have been living for so long. So I guess when I say I wrote the song 4 years ago, it's really not that long. But relative to how long I've been writing songs, I guess it's pretty old. And relative to the rest of the album, it's pretty old too.
Alright.
The main part of the song is only 3 chords. And it starts in a minor. And I love starting things in a minor because it's sad and I like to be sad. I don't know. It just makes life more bearable sometimes. I like being sad. I like putting headphones in and looking out the window and pretending like I'm a sad little main character of some movie. So I write songs that help that. I don't know why we listen to sad music. It's weird, but it helps sometimes. But even though the song starts in a minor, it's actually not a very sad song. It started out slower, but I decided to pick it up a little bit. It talks about searching for something, really searching for truth, and literally traveling around trying to find it. I mean, I remember I do some weird stuff when I'm alone, so I wouldn't tell you half of it, but I would like go out into the woods by myself and just like look for something. I don't know if I was waiting for someone to like talk to me or for an idea to come to my head or to see something, that was, either scary or amazing.
This is Joseph handling the camera? What the fuck?
And I just like yelled out like, prove something to me that I'm not nuts. That would help. So this song is actually talking about a moment where I went and looked for something.
It's funny that it's called Trees, and the example he gives is a forest.
And there aren't many lyrics to the song.
Like bury a body out somewhere? What the fuck?
A lot more than lyrically in this particular one. And it's one of my favorite songs to play live because it's usually towards the end of a set where I'm exhausted, but for some reason this song gives me an extra wind. Always.
That's cool.
It's the one song that doesn't have a resolution. It's the one song that doesn't have like that hopeful of an ending. It's like you never know whether or not.
Maybe I'll have to do Trees if I haven't reacted to it yet.
Heard what it is I went out into the woods to hear. Still just nothing.
This guy's a straight goober. I love it.
But I still feel good about it. The last song on the track is a song called Truce. Shoot. Start over. Yeah. The last song on the album is a song called Truce. There were a lot of people who wanted the album just to be 11 songs because it really kind of encapsulated what I was trying to put out there in just 11 songs. But I knew there was one more song I wanted to put on there, and it was kind of for that person that really took the time to dig deeper into the songs, deeper into the album, all the way to the end.
The fans.
Really take everything as a whole and ingest that. I wanted to tell them something. I wanted
That's cool.
to thank them for doing that, and then I really just wanted a moment of just the piano, which is the main instrument that I write at, that I kind of pour everything into, and then just the piano and me and my vocal and just what I'm trying to say. And in that moment there, I'm talking to the kids that I've already had conversations with, either at a show or even online. I've had conversations with these kids, and it's hard to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
But this song really was inspired by them, and I wanted to tell them that it's worth it to just keep going. And it sounds really cliche and kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, when they always say high school's not the end of it,
I mean
gets better.
I really mean it when I sit here and tell you that.
Everybody's like, yeah, I'm sure it does. Wow.
So if you got to the end of the album, you listen to that song, you can listen to the words, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. If you got that far, you'll get it. There's no need for me to explain it. So those are the 12 songs that make up the album that I call Vessel.
Alright, well, that's kind of cool.
Name it Vessel. On the cover of the album is Josh and I's grandpa's. I think about, just the idea of getting old, the idea of dying. Death isn't just this thing that like we have to stop talking about and kind of make awkward. Like, it's gonna happen. Why are we so afraid to talk about it?
Yeah.
So I think of taking that inevitable fact that we were gonna die.
Maybe from his point of view, I talk about it all the time. Not all the time.
Realizing that I have a body, I have a life, I have a voice. It's kind of a vessel that really kind of holds something. A vessel, I think of maybe a ship or a container. The vessel's not that important. My body's not that important. My voice isn't that important. The songs aren't that important. My life isn't even really that important. But The important thing is what's inside of that vessel. And right now, I have a message. I have something to say. What I'm saying is the important thing inside of that vessel.
The meaning?
I thought it would be cool to name an album a vessel, because even inside of that packaging, behind that cover, there's a message. And thanks for listening to that message, and I hope that in some way it inspires you, encourages you. Because if it does, then everything will have been worth it for me.
Oh, there you go. Wow. All right. I didn't do a whole lot of talking. I kind of just addressed certain things that I heard. Mostly because I want to understand what he's talking about or listen to what he's talking about. It was interesting. I get what he's saying. Maybe from his part of the country, death is something you don't talk about. My dad, he's 63, I believe. He jokes about his mortality. Not regularly, but, one of these days I'm not going to be here, blah, blah, blah. So don't be such a worthless sack, or whatever he would say. He doesn't say that, but I can't remember. So, death is not something that is pushed off, not talked about. It's something that I understand and what I think other people talk about. I think a lot of people talk about it. But people don't have a reason to talk about it unless you're old. There's some... Oh, one of the things he said when he's talking about something being cliche, ending your life isn't the only answer. There's other things. I know it sounds cliche is what he says, or something along those lines. And yeah, dude, it very much is true to a certain point, whether it's high school, or maybe out of high school, and you're having a rough patch, and you're like, well, I think it's time to, hit the old dusty trail, time to hang up my cap and my coat and, end it or something. And it's like, well, things aren't magically going to get better for you. You got to kind of want a better life, right? So if you're in high school and things are really bad and you're getting bullied or something, let's say, or something that involves, let's keep the mental disability part out of it. I've said this before on one of my other videos where people were like, not a big fan of some of the stuff that I said, but you don't have to have a mental kind of imbalance to end yourself. You can be bullied and end yourself. And I don't really believe there's a chemical imbalance. I think there's a breaking point for all people. And, I talked about the girl in Maine I believe it was Maine, that was bullied. And then she hung herself, I believe, in the stairwell of her house. And then the girls were, tried for, assisted suicide or some shit like that. And so the bullying part, or just the tough time in life part, let's keep the illness, we all know how to deal with the illness. You got treatment, and if you're one of the people on the outside, you have to keep going strong to make sure the person you're trying to help gets that help, whether they say they want it or not. Because sometimes when you have that mental disability, it really doesn't matter what they're saying, because they're not really coherent enough to, it's like when people aren't competent enough to stand trial because they're so crazy. Someone's like, I just want to end it. You can't make someone get help if they don't want it. That's true if you're talking about an alcoholic, you fuck. But people with mental illness, you got to go, no, we need a conservatorship. You need to just kind of obey. You need to be forced because your mind isn't working to the standards of what society says you should be living up to. You're going to get help. Now, if you're on your meds and everything's fine, you have whatever, and then you decide to end it, well, then you're competent. So anyways, if you're in school or something, or you're in a job that's just a dead end, and you're like, well, fuck, and you go, well, it's not always like that, or always gets better, or whatever this, or whatever that, or whatever he was saying about it. When people go, it's not an option, he goes, well, it is an option, but let's talk about it first. Let's acknowledge that option that you're talking about. And I don't believe in like covering things up. Even if I have my own children, if they were at a certain age, 15, 16, 17, I wouldn't really cover a whole lot up. I'd say this is the world. You need to understand this. So when things like that come up, it's like I don't sugarcoat it. I don't lie. I don't hide behind things. Yes, Santa Claus is not real. I'm sorry. When I was a kid, my mom didn't have the money to buy stuff like that, and she had to tell me, and she was really sad she had to. It's just sometimes there's things you can't sugarcoat, so you acknowledge it. You understand, you move on. And when there's, Jesus Christ, the cars. When people are at that kind of point, you can't just say it gets better or there's more to it. You have to also say you've got to want a better life. You got to put yourself out there more. Oh, you don't have, that person that loves you and you want a relationship with somebody that's not a piece of garbage? Well, stop looking in the trash, for that significant other. You got to put out what you want. If you want a better job, you want a better life, you don't want to get bullied, don't get bullied, stand up to yourself. You feel so much better. That person that's trying to mess with you, you just say, hey, go kick rocks. And if they hit you, they hit you. You don't let it bother you. If you have a dead-end job and your boss is a prick, you don't end yourself because your job sucks. That's just whiny and pathetic. You have to want a better job. You have to put the time and the effort in, months, years, looking for something better. It's not just going to get handed to you. This is not a movie. Things don't always work out just because. You don't get some magical something that falls in your lap and everything's hunky-dory. You got to kind of want a better life. And that's the other half of it. And so with that, I'm just going to get out of here, guys. We talked a lot. I kind of went on a whole bunch of other stuff, but I enjoyed what he said. I kind of focused on the one thing that he said right there about self-harm and stuff like that because it's just the typical topic that the fans have really talked about. Now there's a plane going overhead. Like, are you kidding me, bro? Oh, Jesus. I'm going to end it right now because of that plane. It's a better way. But, yeah, it's just everything that the other said, I either agree, don't agree, whatever. It's just not really much to add to. But, I've known people that have lost their lives from disease and other circumstances that aren't the greatest, and people ending themselves. It's just, you see it all the time. And those are the things that I guess I was addressing. But with that, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like the video, like the content, you can always like, subscribe, or share. Remember, I'm just going to be up to. I do appreciate it, though. If you guys want to discuss anything we've talked about on this video or on this channel in general, you can always leave a comment down below. I'll just love to hear all the comments. I don't remember if I said that or not. Well, crap. Once again, my name is Azrael, and I'll see you on whatever video I'm doing next. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it took so long to get back to it. I honestly thought that I made the freaking video, and I guess I didn't. So that's my bad. So sorry. Again, my bad. Later.